Well, hey guys, Stephen here, and welcome back to Four Oaks Crafts. I hope everybody is staying safe and being healthy during the pandemic. And I have been spending a lot of time at home lately. I'm sure a lot of you have as well, and spending some time in the yard, doing yard work and stuff in the shop. And the last few weeks, I've been working on a few projects to get out there for you on some videos. I haven't turned out a video in a while, so I wanted to put this one together, but let me show you what I'm going to be showing you in this project. So I've got a couple of these are wooden flashlights that I turn on my mini lathe. The one in my right hand is made out of maple, and the one in my left is made out of a wood called angelique, which is from the South American area. I think this one is my favorite. This is the light that I'm going to show, the flashlight I'm going to show in the video and showing you how I'm going to make it. But the good thing is you can take what you learned from watching me do this to make one similar to this style, which I think is a lot more streamlined and a lot more simple. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to do these. The way these work is I have something called a puck light on the end here, or a tap light. When you press on it, it turns the LED light on and off. And here's another look at what these look like. So you can buy these in a 3-pack from Home Depot, and you've probably seen these. They mount up underneath your cabinets. There's a little plate here that comes off, and you see an area for a screw, so you can attach that screw to the cabinet. And then it's got 3 AAA batteries. So what I did is I basically attached this plate to the wood after I turned it to the final shape. And then you have the flashlight. So yeah, so here we go. We got the flashlight, and basically what I did is I spray painted this black and attached it to the wood, and I've got a light. So now these are not, as powerful as some of your regular flashlights, that have a strong beam that goes out there. This is a light that you're going to probably use around the campfire or at night when the power goes out, and you can use around house. But it is a nice, simple little flashlight to make. I imagine these would probably go over pretty well in craft stores and might even sell pretty good. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to make it, so join with me. Let's get started. Okay, in this video I'm going ahead and marking the center of both ends of my block to get it ready to mount on the wood lathe. Okay, this is the base of the puck light, and what I'm doing is I'm getting it centered on one end of the wooden flashlight, getting it lined up with the center. Then I'm going to go ahead and trace around the edges of it, and this is going to give me a guide to go by when I put this on the lathe and start turning it down to the the correct dimension on this end of the flashlight. Okay, here I'm embedding the drive center that came with my lathe, and knocking this gently into some maple. Maple is the wood that I'm using. One other way you can do this is cut some notches on the end, but I'm just gently tapping in with my rubber mallet. Don't want to get too aggressive here, or you might end up splitting the wood. Okay, now I'm going to mount the block to the lathe. I'm going to go ahead and slide that drive center in the headstock, and then I'm going to bring up the tailstock and line it up with the center of the other end, and I'll twist it down and tighten it up, and then lock everything down, then test it, turn the lathe on, make sure everything's running correctly. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my roughing gouge to turn this block down to a cylinder. And over there on the headstock end, if you remember, I traced out the diameter for the light puck, and so I got a guide over there on that end. I know how far I need to turn the piece of wood down. So I'm going to turn the whole piece of wood down basically to that diameter first, and then later on you'll see me taper the flashlight handle side down. Okay, as you can see, I'm getting my block of wood down to a cylinder. Just need to make sure that tool rest is in the right position. I put mine slightly below center, and then of course follow the ABCs of wood turning. Just want to make sure you take it slow and being careful. I had to move my tool rest several times. As you can see, I've got a really short tool rest, so I had to move it back and forth to get all the way along the length of the board. Okay, and just a quick word on safety. Anytime I'm doing something on the wood lathe, I like to wear my safety glasses and my face shield, because you never know what's going to happen. Many years I've been doing this, I may have had some small pieces break off, but fortunately no large pieces have broke off on me. But this will definitely help keep you safe if something like that does happen. I used my metal flashlight as sort of an inspiration for the design of the wooden flashlight. So I used it to sort of, think about proportions and also making some measurements and marks on the wood. But that's the great thing about this project, is you can really design your flashlight, any way. It's really only limited to your wood turning skills, and you can make these even simpler than what I'm showing you here. The other flashlight that I made is a lot simpler design, and even if you've got really simple woodworking skills, you can really make any kind of flashlight design, really. Okay, here you can see I'm beginning to give the flashlight a little bit more shape, starting to taper down to the handle level. The left side of the wood is going to be the flashlight end. That's where I'm going to install the puck light later. And you can see that I'm just gradually tapering down to a handle. I'll eventually try to get that handle down to, comfortable dimension for my hand to wrap around it and grip it. And you can see that I'm doing a gradual taper here. If I were doing a more drastic taper here, I'd probably be using a spindle gouge, but right now I'm just continuing to use my roughing gouge and doing a really gradual taper. Okay, here you can see me using, I guess you could call this like a round skew or a round scraper. And I'm just going back and kind of cleaning up those marks made with the spindle gouge. It also works well to make those tapers a little steeper, a little more transition there. Okay, here I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of sanding on the flashlight. I've kind of got it to the dimensions that I want it. I really wish I had maybe made it a little bit, the handle a little bit thinner. I do on the second one that I made, but here I'm going ahead and starting with 120 grit sandpaper, then I'm going to move up to like 220 grit, and then probably up to 500, and that's probably enough for this maple. And then later you're going to see me, I'm going to add some notches to embellish the flashlight a little bit. Okay, for this flashlight I decided I wanted to just do a chamfer on the end of the handle. So here I'm using my skew, I'm using it flat on its side, and I'm using it as a scraper. On the other flashlight that I made, I did use a spindle gouge and I rounded it over, but for this one I'm just going to do a simple kind of a chamfer look on the end. Now that little dimple that's left from the live center, what I'll have to do later is I'll have to just take that over to my sander and sand that down to get that out. Okay, here you can see I'm just taking the parting tool and I'm going ahead and adding some grooves into the flashlight just to give it some design and texture. I did not use the pencil. Some people like to use a pencil and go in there and evenly mark these. I just kind of eyeballed it. Again, you don't have to do this to your flashlight. I mean, you leave it smooth, or you could even use the wire burners. I know on the second flashlight that I showed you, I used the wire burners on it. So whatever design that you want, go with that. Okay, for the handle section, I did decide to use the ruler and measure out some marks to get everything evenly spaced. And I just decided to go ahead and add some more grooves and notches to the handle. It'll help me get a little bit better grip on the handle, and I think it also accents the flashlight a little bit better. Okay, here I'm going back with the sandpaper and just cleaning up those grooves that I just made, and kind of rounding those, anything that was maybe caught with the tool or needed to be smoothed over. Alright, for the final step, I'm going to go ahead and applying a finish, and after getting the dust kind of cleaned it off, I decided to get out my I used my Pins Plus friction polish, and you know, just had to use a liberal amount to really get into those grooves that I put in there. But just using, you know, heavy duty paper towel, applying the friction polish, and then just let the heat from the you know, friction between the paper towel and the flashlight as it's turning, you know, that'll help cure the polish, and then we'll let it dry. Okay, and this scene you can see me spray painting the white puck lights black. You don't have to do this, but I thought the black looked better contrast with the wood. And all you got to do here is take these lights apart to spray paint them, then let them dry. Okay, here you just see me simply attaching that back plate to the flashlight, and just you can use the screw that comes with the puck light. Just screw it down tight, and then all it does is it slips on there and snaps in place. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give this a try. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, happy woodworking.